Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and children, and uh, old people, and whoever else is watching this. I don't really know. Welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that has us, which makes it an instant classic, and it's pretty cool because it's us. I mean, come on, what other show has us? Occasionally, other shows when we guest host. I don't. Whatever. We are not talking about other shows. We are talking about this show and technically two other shows, so I just lied to you because we're talking about NXT and Ring of Honor. But you know what I mean. So I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, and I'm gonna start with NXT this week because NXT was long and I'm gonna be honest, rather unentertaining to me. It was the show after their big takeover Brooklyn, so there was a lot of reviewing takeover. There was a lot of interviews. There was a lot of things that could have been matches that weren't matches, but anyway, let's get into it. So we open up with a video package basically reviewing the whole show, which I thought was pretty cool. Again, it was an awesome show. Definitely one I could, go back and watch over and over. It was really cool to see, that they actually were doing this NXT still in the Barclays Center, which was cool. It gave NXT that bigger feel, and also I feel like it gave the competitors kind of an idea of what it's going to be like when they get to the main roster. They've only really been performing in the NXT arena, which is very small compared to a big arena like the Barclays Center. So it kind of gives them an idea, how to engage a bigger crowd like that, how to work with the cameras and all like that stuff. Because you can only learn so much in the NXT arena until you kind of go into the actual big arenas that you're going to be performing in on the main roster. So that was kind of cool. Any thoughts on the opening video package or the fact that they were in the Barclays Center?
Yeah, I thought it was quite interesting to see him back in Barclays Center. I was excited to see some of the people we didn't see at Takeover kind of get those entrances on a bigger stage too. Um, the whole video package I thought was really good. I liked it. It kind of showed everybody what happened on Takeover. If you didn't watch Takeover for some weird reason and happened to watch NXT this week for some weird reason, um, I don't know. I liked it though because that was kind of the show after. So it was a lot of reviewing. Like I agree with you on that. It felt really long. There was a lot of reviewing of Takeover Brooklyn, which didn't really need to be done. But I mean, I think this video package did what it did what its job was supposed to do. We didn't need all the extra stuff. I mean, with all the interviews we got tonight, I feel like they could have just had like an after show or like a post reactions type of show or something. Kind of showing some tweets. Talking to the interviews and stuff like that instead of having it on this show and making this show longer and feel really long.
Exactly. So anyway, let's get into the first match, which was a match I was excited for all week. And I was surprised that this was the opening match. But we got Enzo, Cass, and the Hype Bros versus Dawson, Wilder, Jason Jordan, and Chad Gable. First of all, WWE really needs to make an official 8-man tag team division and make Enzo, Cass, and the Hype Bros a team, because that would be really cool. It would be cool to have a division like that in general, but I feel like these guys just they need to be the Hype Bros. All of them need to be the Hype Bros because they are the Hype Bros. I'm just saying. But anyway, the teamwork between the two teams, Hype Bros and Cass and Enzo, was awesome. I really liked it. Great dive by Enzo with the assistance of Cass over the top rope. That was pretty cool. Um, the problem with the other team, they were good, but the problem with them is just that there's only one member that's ready, willing, and Gable. As soon as they get on the same page, it's going to be great for them. But, um, actually, I had a random thought during this match. I feel like Enzo needs to start doing an Enziguri and calling it the Enzo Guri. I totally need to be hired by WWE Creative. Just saying. Two amazing ideas in one match. Come on, WWE, hire me. Let's go. Anyway, so as I'm sure we all predicted, Enzo, Cass, and the Hype Bros win. I'm kind of curious if they're going to go anywhere with this, or if this was just a random match they put together. It would be cool if they kind of built a storyline with this, because they're not really doing anything important with these teams anyway. So put them into a storyline together. Unless you're gonna put Enzo and Cass back in the tag team picture, which you should, because they should have freaking already had the tag team titles. Just saying. And also put the Hype Bros in there too. Or all your tag teams, WWE maybe. Put them all in the tag team picture, because that's what the tag team division is for. I don't know. But any thoughts on this match, or my random rants about divisions and
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this match. It was good. Enzo and Cass over as over can get, um, especially in that arena. I think it was their hometown though too. So but still, I think if they went anywhere else, it would be the same way. Chad Gable was also over in this match, which was really cool because I think we're all ready, willing, and Gable. I think. I mean, that's personally me saying it. On my account. I know Casey's ready. I think Ryan and Josh, they're ready too. My stuffed teddy bear over there that's not even over there. I don't have one. He's ready too. We're all ready. But yeah, this was really cool. We got the really big square off by everyone. Enzo started to get dominated though, which was unfortunate. It was kind of like the same story. But you know, Cass does come in, and we get that kind of domination by him. At one point, everybody was in the ring, and everybody was hitting their things, and we got the Empire Elbow, then we got the Rough Rider to Jason Jordan, then we got the Shatter Machine on Mojo Rawley, then we got that spinning side suplex by Big Cass, and then the aided elbow drop on Gable to win. I was surprised and a little upset that Gable got pinned though. I was like, oh, come on, man, come on. He's the only one that's actually, giving this team a chance and all, and Jason Jordan. But yeah. Also, I love the dive by Enzo with the help of Big Cass. I like how they kind of work off of each other. How Cass just throws him everywhere. Throws him everywhere he wants him to go. I like that dynamic between those teams. And yeah, I agree. Um, this four core group should be the Hype Bros. I feel like I think that's how it should be. I mean, personally, so we agree on that. But yeah, I definitely like this match, and I feel like this is not going to be some kind of huge feud, just because of the tag team tournament coming up. Maybe they end up continuing this a little bit with like making them face off in the tag team tournament. It would make sense. I think that would be kind of a cool thing because obviously I feel like they would put these teams in the tag team tournament instead of bringing down random teams like they're already doing. Anyway, we'll get into that when we get into that. Yeah, that's about it.
anyway. So next, William Regal just kind of reminds us that next week begins the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Neville comes in and says that, if there's a spot in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, he would love to compete. You got the feeling that he kind of had a special place for Dusty Rhodes. He really looked up to him. So that was kind of cool. Regal says, for all that Neville has done for NXT, he can make that happen. So we will be seeing Neville in the Tag Team Classic, which is kind of cool. bringing back some NXT, former NXT stars, and depending, I hope there's a bunch of teams. I hope it's a big kind of tournament, not just like, 6 teams. And then, I hope there's a bunch of teams in this, because it seems like it's going to be a couple weeks, from what they were saying. But any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be 8 teams for some reason. That just seems like the number that they usually come out with. I feel like it's going to be 8. It would be cool if it was like 16, because that would just be a thing to show off the tag team division, or at least show off that people can work in tag teams. I think that would be really cool. But I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they could probably compile that many tag teams, but I'm not sure if they have enough tag teams right now that we know of to create a 16-person tournament. Put the Dudleys in it. Be cool. Kind of seeing the Dudleys in that NXT arena, kind of helping the younger guys too. I think that would be pretty cool, especially kind of trying to get the Dudleys back on the right track in WWE. Since they are bringing some older tag teams. I want to see who Neville's going to team with, though. Is it going to be, the Green Arrow? Is he coming back one more time? Or I'm not really sure, because I know he teamed with Sami Zayn back when they were actually a tag team, but I think Sami Zayn still hurt, so I'm not sure if it's going to be him. We'll get a Sami Zayn return or something. I'm not sure. Who knows? I'm excited though, nonetheless.
Yeah. I feel like they could team him with a lot of different people, and it could work out. Maybe the world, the champ Finn Balor, the champ. Anyway, so next they showed an interview with Finn Balor after his win at Takeover. They basically asked him what it took to retain the title. He says that in Brooklyn, he proved that Tokyo wasn't a fluke, and he is the rightful NXT champion. He says that Brooklyn saw a new side of Finn Balor, and Brooklyn saw a new side of NXT, and the future is now. This is only the beginning for NXT. So that's the only interview I really wrote anything about. I just kind of did. All of them were kind of, I wrote a little bit about them, but this one was kind of cool. You kind of, I like seeing the interviews after the matches, but I don't need to see every single competitor after their matches. So, did you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I agree. After a while, I was like, do I really have to take notes on these interviews anymore? But yeah, I just felt like, these interviews did make it feel like you were watching this somewhere else. Like you wouldn't see this like on regular television, it doesn't feel like. So, it did kind of make it feel like it was an exclusive episode, or like we were getting this exclusive scoop or something. I thought that was kind of cool, because we don't really see a ton of interviews after matches, but I feel like they could have. I mean, like I said, I feel like they could have made this some sort of exclusive special on the network.
Yeah, but next we kind of got a closer look at Emma. Good video package. Heel Emma is, get out of here. Anyway, sorry about that. Heel Emma is hot. I'm just saying it. Heel Emma is hot. And I feel like she can be taken more seriously now by WWE. So, I could see her going back eventually up to the main roster and being taken more seriously with this kind of heel gimmick that she has. But any thoughts on this video package?
Yeah, I agree. Heel Emma is quite attractive, but also it doesn't hurt my point. That little turnaround thing she did in her entrance tonight, I'm just saying, it was nice, and it went well with the beat and everything too. It flowed very well. I felt like, but regardless of it being good looking. But yeah, I agree with you on this. That heel Emma can really, it feels like she could be taken seriously. And I like how a lot of these video packages, especially one like hers, where she's had a long journey in WWE so far, it kind of told the story of her journey from when she started, kind of her fail, how she kind of failed on the main roster a little bit, I guess you could say, and then her coming back to NXT and kind of having a change of attitude. I think they did a very good job of telling stories through each of these. Even some of the other ones, still it felt like they told a story within the video package, which I liked.
Yeah. So next, Devin Taylor interviews Charlotte and Becky Lynch. So she asked them about their Fatal 4-Way match tonight against Emma and Dana Brooke. I felt like they kind of made this seem like they were a team, but I was like, okay, yeah, they're a team, but this is a Fatal 4-Way. It's every person for themselves. It doesn't make sense that they're interviewing them together. I mean, I know they're a team in PCB, but it was just weird. But Charlotte says that ever since Dana came to NXT, she's been on a mission to prove she's the most dominant woman in NXT. And on her mission, she found a little evil friend in Emma, who is basically her lapdog. Becky says normally she likes dogs, but maybe not Australian shepherds. They're a little rough. Charlotte says that her thoughts are simple. While Dana and Emma want to prove they're the best, the only item on her agenda is the same tonight. I was kind of confused at that, but whatever. But Becky says, same here. Let's see which Team PCB member wins. So kind of cocky a little bit there, Give Emma a shot. She could win. Dana can't, but Emma could have won. She could have taken it. But any thoughts on this interview?
How you gonna not give Dana a chance? She is the total diva. That's probably exactly how she says it too. She's a total diva. Okay, you got to give Dana at least a little sliver of a chance. Yeah, I didn't. In hindsight, I wasn't thinking about it then, but in hindsight, after you said it, I was like, yeah, why are they together? That doesn't make any sense. But it was interesting anyway. The match was interesting within itself because it felt like it should have been a tag team match, but for some reason it was a fatal 4-way match. So that's what made it feel weird to me personally. But I was excited for it more than the interview. I was more excited for the match.
Yeah. So next we get a match. Oh, never mind. Sorry. We don't get a match yet. Huh. Next we get a Becky Lynch video package because we just saw her. So I don't know. I don't understand WWE's logic, but another good video package. The only thing I hate is I may have mentioned this before, but it annoys me, when, and this is just WWE in general, you have a superstar or diva who does one submission move on a regular basis, one, and WWE automatically calls them a submission specialist. What? That makes literally no sense. I love Becky. Don't get me wrong. I love Becky Lynch, but all she does is the disarmer. That's it. That does not make you a submission specialist. I'm sorry. It just bothers me. But I mean, it was a good video package, like I said. I feel like we've seen a lot of Becky Lynch video packages in the past few months, so I don't feel like this one was necessary, but getting us hyped for the match, I guess. Any thoughts on the video package?
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know why they would call her a submission specialist. I mean, because it would be better, even though this name is trademarked, you can't call anyone else this. But it would be better if they called her the cerebral assassin or something, because she's kind of slowly working the arm, with every move she does. I think that fits her better than this one does. Not that I think they're gonna call her that. I'm just saying like something along the facts where she goes after a body part and she targets that body part and she targets it very well and uniquely. But yeah, good video package nonetheless. Still told a story.
Yeah. So next, we actually do get a match. Oh, God. we get Eva Marie versus Carmella. Right from Eva's entrance, I was done. Just done. Can't do it. Done. Um, but I mean, I will admit, Eva didn't look horrible in the ring. I felt like she didn't look good, but she didn't look as bad as she has in the past in the few matches we've actually seen of her. And I think this is the first actual singles match I've ever seen with her. We've seen her in tag team matches with the Bellas, but I don't remember actually seeing her in a singles match. So, I mean, for her first singles match in NXT, it was okay. It wasn't anything special, but there was a little bit of a short "you can't wrestle" chant, which lasted like 4 seconds, if that. But as I figured, Eva Marie wins. So, um, I'm just curious what they're doing with her. If they're actually, putting time and effort into her, or if they're gonna do this for a couple weeks and then give up on her. Um, but it wasn't a horrible match, so I was happy. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I like this match. I just it was good to see Marie again because I'm trying to be as positive as I can with her, unlike other people on the podcast. Excuse me. Uh, no, but yeah, I thought she looked pretty good. She hit that cartwheel, looking like looking like freaking God, what is the guy's name? Not Luke Gallows. I can't remember. Menagerie guy that I don't remember anymore. Anyway, hit the nice cartwheel, which was cool. Carmella was hitting the moonwalk though, so they were kind of playing off each other. The "you can't wrestle" thing, I kind of wish she would have like streamed out something, something like an "I disagree, I'm pretty good." Oh no, she can't say that. I forgot. It's EC3's thing, but I mean, give her something like because if she's going to be a heel and they're going to be content with her being a heel, I feel like she needs to fight it back a little bit, regardless of just being good in the ring. Um, but I thought it was pretty good. The wear down submission she was doing, I didn't like because I didn't like the claw she was applying because I felt like it was too high. At times, it felt like she was tickling her, and I was confused. But I like the claw, but I felt like it should have been lower. But maybe her arms weren't long enough to reach it. I'm not sure. But I definitely liked this match. The sliced bread that she did at the end of the match, I like it, but it's just too slow. She's got to build it up a little bit more as far as like it's got to be faster. It's a high impact move, so it's got to be faster to me personally. When who did it? Chris Sabin, I think. No, it might have been Alex Shelley. Alex Shelley, yeah, Alex Shelley. When he did it, it was fast. It felt very impactful. This one, not that it didn't feel impactful, but it's just too slow. I just can't see that move being slow and being effective. And I'm gonna grab my charger. So continue.
Yeah, I agree with the sliced bread. Um actually I'm gonna wait till he gets back just a second. I'm gonna hold my thought. I'm gonna hold it right in there, right in the brain. It's gonna stay there until he comes back, and then it's gonna come out. Cause I want everybody to be here when we talking about wrestling. I don't want anybody to miss anything ever. So we gonna wait for him to come back and to interact with us. So there he is. I was waiting for you to come back to, because I don't want you to miss anything. But anyway, I agree with you on the sliced bread. It's not only does it look better, it's supposed to be a fast, high impact move, but I feel like when you slow it down like she did, it just looks sloppier. Especially that with her first time doing it, it kind of looked a little bit sloppy. And the submission, I just felt like she held it on her too long. Like they were using that to kind of cover up, I felt like if she's getting better, don't do a 5-minute submission. Do more moves where show us that you can wrestle. But I mean, I do like that she did do the submission. It kind of shows different sides of her, that she can do different things. But anyway, let's move on. away from all red everything. Because anyway, so next they reviewed the Jushin Thunder Liger versus Tyler Breeze match. We get a message from Tyler Breeze. Um, it, you know, it kind of threw me off a little bit, and I don't know if it threw you off, but it was just weird seeing Tyler Breeze in just a regular blue t-shirt. I was like, that's not, I don't feel like that's something Tyler Breeze would wear. Like, he's always all fancy and just, it was weird. But anyway, he says, Jushin Thunder Liger, you might have been victorious at NXT Takeover Brooklyn, but are you really the winner? I mean, I get to walk around looking like this, and you still have to wear a mask everywhere you go. Uh, don't think that we're even close to being done. But in the meantime, I think I've got a bigger, better idea to bring to Mr. Regal. This one will really put me on the map. He says, and then he says, Prince Pretty out, his usual sign off there. I like this, it kind of maybe teases that this isn't, we'll see more of Jushin Thunder Liger. And then, there's that big surprise that, big idea that he has for Regal, which I'm kind of curious as to, what that is. But, at least they're giving him something to do, they're not just kind of putting him on the side. So any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I didn't even notice the blue T-shirt, but yeah, I don't see Tyler Breeze wearing just a random blue T-shirt. Maybe it was his T-shirt. It was just low key promotion. Just in there, just trying to put it in there, but not too much in your face. We don't want too much in your face. But yeah, I like it. I love that Tyler Breeze, had the hair down. It was a little different style of Tyler than we're used to seeing. Had the hair down. He's actually growing the little shadow coming in a little bit. I think he's trying to change it up a little bit on us. Trying to show us a different side. But yeah, I think it's interesting that maybe this Jushin Thunder Liger thing isn't over, and I think that would be cool to see him come back again. I don't know if we'll see him on NXT like television, but we'll probably see him like more so at another takeover, or I can see him maybe at the UK shows or something. Maybe just because it is a bigger thing, it's kind of bigger than the normal NXT taping. So I don't know. I'm interested. I want to see where this is going from here.
Yeah. So next, Devin Taylor interviews Dana and Emma. I've Emma looked hot, as usual, but Dana just ew. Whoever did her makeup needs to be fired. Just it looked horrible. It was bad. I mean, I'm not a makeup expert, but anyway, any thoughts on this interview? I couldn't. It was like a train wreck. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. I like this. I'm starting to like Dana more on the mic, more talking wise. For some reason, it's just my personal opinion. You hate her, so you're not. I mean, if she saved a child from falling on the ground, you would still hate her. So I.
That's the same with you and Michael Tarver.
No, I could respect Michael Tarver for that. I would still hate him as a wrestler. But yeah, I agree with you on the makeup thing. And I saw it more so in the main event. It just looked like she had a really bad spray tan, like especially on one of her hands. Like it was really orange. She tried to give a high five. I'm like, what is that on your hand? You need a napkin? I will get you. I got a whole pack of them. I will help you out, Dana. I will help you. See, I don't know. Someone's gonna comment and be like, "Those are paper towels, not napkins." Shut up. Don't hate. Don't hate. But yeah, I don't know. It was weird, but I do like Dana on the mic for some reason. I don't like everything she says, but bits and pieces, I can gravitate towards a little bit, like a planet.
Yeah. So the next couple things I'm kind of gonna, put together. So first, we get another review of Takeover Brooklyn because we didn't already get that in the beginning. We get a Dana Brooke video package where she reads a fake tweet. I'm sorry, that was totally a fake tweet she read. She couldn't even act it out right. I'm sorry. We get an emotional interview with Bailey after her win, which I like that. And then I'll get to the next part. But do you have any thoughts on those three things?
Yeah. First off, we've already done our review of NXT Takeover Brooklyn. It is on the channel. HTTP / www.youtube.com / beast mode 13100. It is up there right now if you want to go watch it. That's fine. I was just playing off of you saying that they did a review. But yeah, I don't know why that showed again, but just in case you didn't see it, just in case you might have ran to the bathroom real quick, before the show, they had to show one more time, one more time. Fans are always asking for one more time, so there you go. They showed it one more time. The review of Sasha and Bailey and the Dana Brooke video package, nothing really to say. I don't even know why I mentioned it. The interview with Bailey, though, was really cool because her family was there and their family got to talk. We usually, when you see, if we rarely see families in there if they're not like a wrestling family. We rarely see families come into like this kind of backstage fold, and then if we do, they never get to talk. I thought it was cool that her mom got to talk a little bit and kind of show her appreciation. I just thought that was really cool because you just don't see it much. But that's about it. I thought that was one of the more interesting ones, interviews of the night, just because of that.
Yeah. So next, Regal starts to announce that the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic will have a great opening contest. He is interrupted by Baron Corbin before he can finish. Baron says that he knows he doesn't play well with others, but he expects to be in the tournament and he expects to win this tournament. So he says he knows. Regal says that he knows someone else who doesn't play well with others, and he contacted Regal about being in the tournament as well. So Regal decides to put that person, who ends up being Rhino, together with Baron Corbin. So they will compete in the opening match, and their opponents will be the Ascension. I'm kind of excited about this. It's going to be an interesting dynamic between Baron Corbin and Rhino because they don't get along as it is. And then to see the Ascension come back, I think is going to be kind of cool, depending on which Ascension we get. If we get the original kind of NXT Ascension, I'll be excited. But if we get the main roster, face paint, like stupid Legion of Doom wannabe Ascension, I'm going to be really upset. But I'm excited that, because they haven't really done anything with the Ascension in a while. So it'll be cool to kind of, see them be used again. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I thought this was very interesting. I looked up and Baron Corbin hit the end of the days on William Regal and he pinned him and it was over. That was a quick Baron Corbin match. No, I'm just kidding. I did like it though. I like that Baron Corbin is going to be in this. It's going to kind of once again show us a different side of Baron Corbin. Show us that he can work in the tag team, even if it's probably going to end up being short lived. The only thing about this is I kind of expected Baron Corbin and Rhino to maybe go farther in this tournament, and for them to be facing the Ascension in the first round. I would be surprised if the Ascension, who are like tag team royalty in NXT, would lose in the first round of a tag team tournament. So it's it's bittersweet a little bit. It's kind of cool, but it's like, what if the Ascension lose? It'll be weird, But I'm excited for it nonetheless.
Yeah. So then they show an interview with Kevin Owens after his loss at TakeOver. Any thoughts on that?
typical Kevin Owens stuff here. Kevin Owens just walk. He anytime he loses, he's not gonna talk about it. He's gonna go. He's gonna hug his wife. He's gonna hang out with his kid. He's not talking about these losses. It's not. It never happened. I just like that he kind of just shakes it off and just keeps going. It'll be interesting to see because they asked him about his future and he didn't say anything. So it'll be interesting to see if he does come back to NXT or not.
Yeah. So next we get another stupid gimmick, the Drifter, Elias Sampson, versus the new and improved Bull Dempsey. And the new and improved Bull Dempsey is a new singlet and robe. Wow. Not even a new t-shirt. He didn't even have the new t-shirt on. It was just a new singlet and a new robe. That's it. Oh, God. I'm going to give you this match because you love Bull Dempsey, and it wasn't against the vending machine, so I'm upset.
All right, so we got Bull, and I was excited to hear that theme song again. I'm surprised they didn't try to change this theme song slightly for this new Bull Fit gimmick. Maybe kind of 80s training video theme music or something just to go with it. I was surprised, but Elias Sampson coming out with a new gimmick, I wasn't terribly upset about it. Once again, it gives Elias Sampson something to maybe run with. This is worse than the Perfect 10 thing though, because at least the Perfect 10 thing is somewhat unique. He has something to roll with. He has the 10 to at least roll with, but Elias Sampson just has a guitar. He looks like a cheap version of Double J, J-E double F, J double R, all of that. He looks just like a poor man's Jeff Jarrett, and I was like, I can't do it. It kind of looked like a stoner gimmick too. Like he looked like just a dude who carries around the guitar and gets high all the time. And I don't think that's what WWE wants, so they're gonna change it. Good work by Bull though with not only with the boxing robe, not only with the Rocky impression, not only with that, but the transition into the headlock. Sampson hits a arm drag on him and he gets the headlock locked right back in. I was like, oh yeah, look at Bull. I hadn't seen that from Bull before, so maybe they're gonna open up his moveset a little bit with this new Bull Fit singlet. Not gimmick, it's just a singlet. That's all. That's a singlet and maybe a t-shirt. That's it. That's all you get. Sampson intimidated by Bull though. Bull wears him down with the head. Sampson locks in a headlock of his own, and he wears down Bull. Bull starts to pull up, I think is what they called it. And then we get the diving kind of hip press, I guess you could say. Diving butt press. I don't know what you call that movie did, but I liked it. It still kind of shows he's fat. He's fat. It still kind of shows that he's a big fella if he can do that move and win off of it. But still, I'm a fan. Actually, Rey Mysterio did it, so never mind. Let me not stereotype Bull. Bull wins because he's Bull Fit, baby. Even Corey Graves. Corey Graves is doing Bull Fit. I got me a DVD in there. I'm gonna have to do me some Bull Fit here coming up here in a minute. So, I'm definitely excited. I want to see what they're gonna do with Bull Dempsey though. And Elias Sampson. Elias Sampson was kind of a jobber and kind of just nothing for a little bit there. So hopefully, maybe they'll do something with this stoner gimmick, is what I'm gonna call it, or maybe they'll, not. Maybe they'll change it because they should. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I could go with this, the Drifter gimmick, but I felt like the ring gear that they gave him was just it reminded me too much of a kind of a mix of Double J, Jeff Jarrett, and a little bit of Adam Rose, because it was like it almost looked like bell bottoms at the bottom, which was weird. I felt like if they gave him something that looked more like maybe like jeans or something, give him more of that kind of drifter feel, because that's kind of what a drifter would be wearing, just like jeans, and not make it seem too much like Dean Ambrose, but give him that character a little bit more. But I could go with this. It would have been cool if he kind of tried to cheat and use the guitar, because that's what every time you see somebody bring out a guitar, that's what you expect. You expect them to use the guitar as a weapon, and he didn't. It was kind of like, okay, why? What was the point of bringing guitar out? I mean, I get that you're a drifter, but come on. Um, but it was a pretty good match. I felt like they needed to change Bull a little bit more too. I like that he does have that more of a happy kind of gimmick now, where he's like he's getting in with the fans. He's happy, and then there was that point where he kind of not supposed to use this term with WWE anymore, but he hulked up a little bit. You
What's
know,
that? What? How do you do that? I've never heard of that in my life.
you
I
he
was
got.
surprised they did that though. Weren't you surprised that they actually did that because of
I
that?
was. I was like, I don't know if you should do that. You just fired the guy. No, but I like that they kind of threw that in there. It kind of, he got that more of a serious side to him too. That showed that kind of tough side of him. So it wasn't just this happy, 1980s, I don't know. But I just feel like they needed to change a little bit more, at least with his kind of ring gear or something. Make it because it was just the same Bull Dempsey basically, just a little bit of a changed gimmick. But I'm excited to see what they do with him now, and what they do with Elias Sampson as well. Hopefully they do something with both of them because they're both pretty good in the ring. It's just their gimmicks are kind of need to be ironed out a little bit, I think. But anyway, next, another couple things I'm gonna group together. We get an interview with Samoa Joe after his win. Again, too many interviews tonight. Then another Nia Jax coming soon promo. Any thoughts on those two?
Excited for Nia Jax. I think the Joe interview was fine, just because it was his first takeover match. So I'm completely fine with the Joe interview. I guess after a while though, you got tired of it. So I wish they would have put this one before some of the other ones, just because it was his first takeover match. So I'm somewhat fine with that one.
Yeah. And I actually looked up Nia Jax after this, and I was kind of let down
Is it Lady
because
Tapa?
no, it's not. But she is related to The Rock. That same family as, The Rock, the Usos, Roman Reigns, which is cool, but I feel like there's too many right now. And, it's like, I feel like at some points they kind of, have them piggyback off the fame of The Rock and not give them enough time to kind of show what they can do. Like, it's cool that they're all related to, The Rock, Yokozuna, whatever, all those. But I want to see what they can do. I don't want to. I don't care that you're related to this person. So I hope they don't kind of use that as a way to kind of push her. But I looked that up on Wikipedia. So apparently, but I'm
So
excited.
she's the NXT Women's Champion now too. Did you figure that out?
Pretty
Did
much,
it
yeah.
spoil you?
They're just gonna hand her the title basically when she walks in. That's what's gonna happen. Anyway, so next we got oh look, another interview. Who would have guessed with Apollo Crews? I, I don't understand why they needed to interview every single person that competed. This one was kind of cool. I guess it was Apollo his birthday, so that's kind of cool, I guess. And then Blake Murphy and Bliss were interviewed after their loss. We get a review of the Triple Threat 9 Diva tag match at SummerSlam, followed by a Charlotte video package. Any thoughts on any of these?
Um, like I said, fine with the Apollo Crews. video because number one, it was his birthday. It's pretty cool. Number two, it was his first takeover match. He's not gonna have another first takeover match, so I'm fine with them showing this on here. They could have took off some of the other ones like Blake and Murphy and Alexa Bliss, or they could have just interviewed Alexa Bliss. I would have been fine with that. No, they they I was surprised they interviewed the losing team. But I take it that this is going to set up something with Bliss and Blue Pants maybe in the future. But I think we could have assumed that before, even though we shouldn't assume. But anyway, the video package on Charlotte, it was a video package on Charlotte. It just got me excited for the match more than anything, which is coming up right now. Maybe.
I don't know. There might be another interview. Okay, there's not. Don't worry. So next, we get Emma versus some other chick versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Couldn't this just have been a triple threat match? You just could have had Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Emma. That would have been good. That would have been a good match, don't you think? Just Charlotte, Becky, and Emma. That would have been a great match, I think. Anyway, it seemed like right from the beginning, Emma and Dana went on the outside and took a nap, because we got a lot of Charlotte and Becky for a while there. I was like, did they just give up? Did they go to the back? Where'd they go? But Emma and Dana did come back, and they started to kind of take control of Charlotte. I was waiting to see who would turn on the other first, Dana or Emma. We saw a little bit of dissension between the two, which was kind of cool. Emma does end up being the winner, which kind of surprised me a little bit. I didn't expect Emma to, for some reason, I didn't expect Emma to win. I kind of expected Becky Lynch to win because it feels like they're really pushing her right now. But I was happy that Emma won. Any thoughts on this before I get to after the match?
Yeah, the mystery opponent that you were speaking of, Dana Brooke. Just in case you guys didn't know,
that's the one. Okay.
Just in case you guys didn't know, that's who it was. But yeah, I think what happened was I'll tell you, because we do NXT and Ring of Honor and the same thing. So they had to hurry up and they had to get their tickets, because there was a sign that the Young Bucks were going to be on Ring of Honor tonight. So they had to get their tickets to the Super Kick party, and I understand. Like, I would take a break, real quick to go get my ticket, because you got to get your ticket, got to make sure you're ready. So they got it. They got their ticket and they came back in, But I didn't think this match was too bad. Yeah, I feel like at times it seemed like it was either dominated by Emma and Dana Brooke beating up everyone, or it was dominated by Becky and Charlotte beating up each other. So the ending was weird though. Like, it felt really awkward. Like, she pinned her. I don't know if she was supposed to win off of the Emma sandwich because she never really has. So I was like, number one, when the 3 count happened, even Emma was like, "What?" Yeah. She was kind of shocked too, and I'm like, "What happened?" And Charlotte was shocked, which makes sense, I guess you could say. The referee was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go ring the bell." He was like confused. Everybody was so confused, and I was like, "What just happened? Was that supposed to happen? Was she supposed to hit something else? What was going?" That's what was confusing me. Like, it kind of made it seem like she wasn't supposed to win or something.
Yeah, it was weird because, like you said, she pinned her, and then the bell didn't ring for what seemed like a good 5 seconds. I was like, what? It almost reminded me of Lesnar beating the streak. How it didn't just that the bell didn't immediately ring. I was like, what is going on right now? But Charlotte attacks Emma after the match, and then Dana attacks Charlotte, and then Becky attacks Dana, and then we get a figure 8 and the disarmer. So I don't know. This was just a weird ending. I don't know what's going on, but any thoughts on the attack afterwards or the figure eight / disarmor?
Well, first off, you had to bring up that the streak is gone. Oh, sorry, I'm getting emotional because the streak is over, and it yeah, it did feel like that though. I was like, this kind of feels like that moment from a couple of years ago when the streak but yeah, the ending was kind of weird. The post match ending was kind of weird. I was expecting the heels to kind of reign supreme since Emma did win the match, but they didn't, and I don't know. I don't know what. I guess it's just going to continue. Is this either going to continue this whole feud thing, or are they trying to push Emma to maybe the NXT Women's Championship, maybe a shot at that, and that's why she won this match? I'm not sure. I'm intrigued though, nonetheless.
Yeah. So next, why don't we jump over to Ring of Honor? Yeah, I think that's a good idea, and it's my idea, so we're gonna do it, and we have to because NXT ended, so we go to Ring of Honor. Anyway, so we open up with the Bloodbound Warriors versus the Briscoes. This code of honor was hilarious, especially with Mark. that, that little thing Mark did with I forgot what the guy's name was.
Red Scorpion, I think is what his name was.
It was like, yeah, it was Gray Fox or Gray Wolf and Red Scorpion, I think. But it was just funny. I feel like if Vince McMahon was watching this, he would have been really excited because he loves the big guys, and the Bloodbound Warriors were, they were right down Vince's alley. I'm surprised he hasn't signed them, but I thought this was a really good, intense match. The Briscoes, kept up right with these big guys, and it's really good anytime you get to see the Briscoes tag together anymore, because you for a while there you didn't really get to see it. Especially when Jay was the world champion, so it's kind of cool seeing them back tagging together. And then after the match, the Decade comes out. Adam Page says, he was calling Jay out 2 weeks ago, and he was nowhere to be found. He says, I don't know if you're deaf or if you're just stupid. What's that saying of yours? Man up. Maybe that don't mean nothing to you. Maybe you're a liar. Jay says, no offense, but I don't even know who the hell you are. He says, hey, pretty boy, if you're looking for a fight, we can do that right now. BJ Whitmer grabs the mic and he says, Jay Briscoe, you need to pump your brakes, buddy. Not here, not right now. So they set up a match. So next week, Jay will go one-on-one with Adam Page. I'm surprised they didn't make this a tag team match, or something like that. The Decade's gonna get involved anyway. So I'm kind of excited for this match, though. See what they do with this storyline going on. But any thoughts on this match or after the match?
Yeah, I definitely was intrigued by this tag team match. First off, you said Vince hasn't signed him yet, but actually he has. We've seen him on the main roster a couple of times. We were just talking about him a few minutes ago. The Ascension, they were right here in Ring of Honor tonight. They were right. Can't even get it out. They were right there. They basically looked like the Jacked Ascension. Though. They looked like the huge Ascension. Like they looked like so. You know those memes where it's like what Vince sees versus what we versus what we actually see. So we see the Ascension. Vince sees those guys. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's why they got the face paint. I get it now, Vince. I get it. I'm with you. I'm with you. Brave Wolf though, he was not, or Grey Wolf, Brave Wolf, Grey Wolf. I think it was Grey Wolf. He was not even phased by Jay Briscoe doing anything. The super kick into the DVD was pretty cool by Jay Briscoe. Clothesline to the Froggy Bow into the decapitation lariat, which won the Briscoes the match. Really cool stuff right there. And after the match, I'm excited for Adam Page versus Jay Briscoe. I think it might be next week. Yeah, next week. Uh, I think it's interesting though that Page is one of those guys who wants to fight right now, whereas Whitmer's like, no, 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 we'll wait. And if you looked at Page's face, he was like, no, I don't want to wait. So I think that's interesting. It's going to be kind of interesting looking at the decade going forward. And I love how Kobe Carino, all that he's been in the gym. He's been doing that bullshit because he was holding Adam Page back. Did you see him? He was Adam Page was hot and he was holding him back. And shout out to Kobe right there. Shout out to him. He's working hard. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Kobe Carino is working hard.
Yes, he is. So next we get Donovan Dijak versus the man. The man. The best wrestler just ever. Roderick Strong. Just saying, So we know this is going to be a jobber match for Donovan Dijak, but I'm going to give you this match because you seem to love Donovan Dijak for some reason. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I really don't.
What? How can you not love the future, the present of Ring of Honor? I don't know what the thing he does with his hands are. I have no idea. I don't know what he's opening to leave. I think it's like opening the curtain. I think that's what that is. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's trying to fly away, but it's growing on me. It's growing on me. But yeah, we got Donovan Dijak versus Mr. ROH. Love the shirt, by the way, the Triple Crown shirt. I've never seen it before, but he had the Triple Crown on the front, and then he had it was kind of like a crown on the back with TV, World, and tag titles on there, which was pretty cool. I thought that was a pretty cool little shirt he had on there. But Dijak was showing the power edge early here in this match. He wasn't letting Roddy hit anything that was going to take him down. Roddy was looking to take control, but Martinez provides the distraction that gives Dijak, it shifts it back in the other direction with Dijak. Roddy does, eventually get it going with a beautiful drop kick. Like that man's so fast from move to move, it's ridiculous. Like once he gets going and the moves start flowing, it's fun to watch, man. Like I can't even describe it. Like it's fun to watch. But nice little superplex to Dijak for 2. We get the jumping knee, but Dijak comes out back with the big boot for 2. Feast Your Eyes attempt into the I'm going to call it the Triple Crown combination for the win. I didn't write down everything about it, but he hits the jumping knee, the super. He hits a lot of moves all in one, and he ended up with the sit kick, which I love that kick too. I thought this was a really good match. Dijak's really good. Come on, let's quit playing. Let's quit playing. I mean, we even got a chance to get Dalton Castle out of that tournament. So Dijak's got to be pretty good. If he can beat Dalton Castle, he's got to be pretty good. If he can outlast the Peacock, I think he could. He's pretty good. But after the match, Jay Lethal comes in and attacks immediately. The House of Truth gangs up. Roddy tries to kind of fight it off. And the numbers game gets the best of him, and War Machine comes out to help. Obviously, you have Hanson gonna battle Jay Lethal for the television title coming up soon. So that's kind of the significance there. So, any thoughts on Donovan Dijak, the future, going up against the present? I guess you could call him Roddy Strong, Mr. ROH, Roddy Strong.
I love Roddy. I love him. I really wish I could see Roddy versus Dean Malenko in his prime. I feel like that would have been an awesome match. But anyway, I have to, fix what DJ was saying because he didn't get the facts straight. Because as usual, Roddy completely destroyed Dijak. He made him look like a little punk. It happened. It really did. If you didn't see the match, I mean, who are you gonna believe, me or him? Me. It happened. Incredible match though, you know. Winner Roddy. And then after the match, yeah, you know, Jay Lethal, that Punk comes out because Dijak can't do it by himself, so you know they attack him. Then War Machine comes out to help Roddy, even though Roddy doesn't need the help, but you know they come out anyway because Roddy's kind of the man. But yeah, he made him look like a punk. I'm just saying that's really what happened. Uh, you know, but let's move on. Let's move on to the main event of this show seemed really short compared to our last our NXT review. We're already on the main event, but anyway, um, for the ROH World Tag Team Championships of the world, we get the returning Future Shock,
Baby.
baby, Future Shock, baby, versus the Addiction with Chris Sabin.
Baby.
Baby, I don't think that's a baby. I don't know. Um, extremely exciting seeing Future Shock back together. You know, competing for the tag team titles. Their teaming is amazing. The moves they do together are incredible. The the super kick by Cole on Daniels as Daniels was coming in the ring was epic. He just caught him right in the face. It's great. Um, you know, good separation by the Addiction, kind of keeping. I think it was O'Reilly at the time from his corner. Um, I believe we did see an RKO out of nowhere by Adam Cole. Did you catch that RKO out of nowhere? Um, we saw a reverse figure four into an armbar, into a Koji clutch. I I couldn't tell where it began and where it ended. It was crazy. Um, and it was, you know, it was confirmed that Kyle O'Reilly can indeed get you in a submission from anywhere, just anywhere. He did submissions. I didn't even know how he got them in. It was crazy. But Bennett and Taven come out, causing a distraction. So I kind of figured something was gonna go on, where Future Shock was either gonna get screwed out of the titles or something was gonna happen. I was surprised it wasn't Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin actually did stay out of the match, which was surprising. So the Addiction retained the titles. After the match, the Addiction and Sabin do attack Kyle after the match. Bobby Fish comes out to try and help. Adam Cole had chased Maria into the back with the Decade. So it was just Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish out there getting beat down. Um, you know, after a while, the Young Bucks come out to help Fish and O'Reilly. Then the Kingdom come back out, and all hell just breaks loose. So I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with this. If they're gonna have all these tag teams kind of working together. It's a little confusing because there's kind of a bunch of storylines in one here, and it's like I don't know which ones they're gonna go with. Because you still have the issue with Adam Cole and the Kingdom, and then is Future Shock going to stay together? We have the Young Bucks out here for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm just excited to see what's going on. Hopefully, maybe we'll get a big fatal four-way tag team match for the titles. But then poor Bobby Fish doesn't get a tag team. But anyway, any thoughts on this main event or after the match?
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. having Future Shock back together. Um, Adam Cole hit the move, and I think it was a tag team double team move by Adam Cole and O'Reilly. He goes, Adam Cole, and O'Reilly stops him. He says, "No, no, no, Future Shock, baby." And I thought that was a really cool moment. Just good stuff in this match. Good tag team stuff, like always, with Ring of Honor. Some ridiculous submissions, like whatever the world that was that Kazarian put on O'Reilly. I don't even know the pretzel submission. I don't know what you call that thing, but I actually literally put it in as what is that submission by Kazarian because I liked it, but I didn't have any idea how to call it. The low super kick into the figure four. O'Reilly comes in and locks in the arm bar. Daniels comes in and locks in a Cody clutch. I'm like, I gotta watch my limbs. I had to go to the corner real quick, get in the fetal position to make sure I didn't get hit with a submission. And either way, he probably would have gotten me with a headlock or something. Either way, I would have been screwed. I think. But the Cole super kick coming back into the ring was really cool. The distraction by the deck. Not the decade. Oh man, too many factions right now for me in my head. The distraction by the Kingdom was not really surprising, but surprising to Adam Cole. He chases away Maria Kanellis after he catches her red-handed, and that kind of ended up being the demise for Kyle O'Reilly. Celebrity Rehab for the win by the Addiction. Good match though. A lot of cool stuff in this match. O'Reilly, when he gets going, he's about the same way as Roddy. Like when he gets going, especially in the submission game, like if we had him on a game like in WWE 2K16, like he needs to be 99, 101 submission. We need ESPN rankings, 100 submission. Goodness, that man is ridiculous. He reversed a sunset flip into an armbar at the same time, had a knee bar on Daniels too. I'm like, what? I'm like, how is he doing this stuff? But I love this match. Good to see Adam Cole doing his thing. I kind of want to see what they're going to do with Future Shock. And I'm pretty sure I saw Emma and Dana Brooke in the front row. They had their tickets. They were there. I saw them. I know it. I know I saw them. But they had the tickets to the party because the Young Bucks had to come out. But yeah, I loved it. Good stuff. Good stuff, Ring of Honor. Good stuff.
Yeah. So definitely a good show. After the long kind of disappointment of NXT a little bit, we got a good Ring of Honor show, which we usually get a good Ring of Honor show. So I'm excited for next week. Both shows, see what goes on. We got a bunch of exciting stuff coming up, even though there's not any big pay-per-views coming up. We got a lot of new stuff coming out apparently on WWE Network that I'm excited for, and then either today or tomorrow we're going to do our TNA review, and we are just excited. And TNA kind of was a letdown for me too a little bit, I'm going to be honest. But we'll get to that when we get to it, and hopefully maybe we'll do some other videos on the network as well, because there's some exciting shows coming out, I think. That they've been, advertising on the network. So that's going to be pretty cool. Any closing thoughts before we leave these fine peoples?
Only closing thoughts. I want to thank the new subscribers. We got some new subscribers over the course of the last little bit, and I'm just really appreciative. If you haven't subscribed already, just push the button. If you're elsewhere watching this for some weird reason, why don't you come over to youtube.com/beastmode123100 and make sure that you hit that subscribe button, because we love you. We love you. We love you. Shout out to Ocean Blue 1900, Ninja Monkey, whatever that is. Jason DeRelox, and Mike Daniels. If you hear my echo, it's probably because Ryan is playing the recording for me right in my ear. So thank you, Ryan, for being a loyal customer and viewer of the show. Or Josh, whoever. I appreciate you guys, though. I really do. We will see you guys later. Casey, tell them to catch us on the flippity dippity. Tell them.
Yeah. You better catch us on the flippity dippity, because it's not this side, it's the flippity dippity, and it's not here, it's then, and it's not here, it's the future. And I was going for a WWE Network thing, and it didn't work out. So here, now, forever, then tomorrow, next week, sometime in the future. I don't know, but we will see you then, now, forever. Ah, I got it. Peace.